Okay, here we are, Inner City Press, Matthew Russell Lee, here in a rainy Foley Square. It's day 10 of the U.S. versus Michael Avenatti trial. Jury deliberations, day 3. Yesterday, the jury returned and said that they couldn't reach consensus on count 1, wire fraud, which would mean no conviction on count 2, aggravated identity theft, which requires the use of wires. Now, it went back and forth all day. They've asked finally for the transcript of the Stormy Daniels' testimony. Now, this morning, Avenatti, who we interviewed yesterday, crossing that very square behind me, about hot dogs and Italian food and various other topics. He made a motion for a mistrial based on Stormy Daniels talking to CNN. Judge Furman has denied it, saying it's beyond frivolous. So we're going to be covering the deliberations today. We'll see what happens. Meanwhile, today is the first day of the Genocide Olympics in Beijing. And we did a live tweeted thread this morning, waiting to see whether Guterres, the Secretary General, who shamefully, according to Senator Jeff Merkley of Oregon, but also according to Inner City Press, which raised this issue long ago at the UN, was roughed up and thrown out and banned from the UN for raising it. Guterres flew all the way to Beijing to suck up to Xi Jinping and the mass incarceration of the Uyghurs of Xinjiang. Issued a video. They gave it under embargo too, Xinhua and Al Jazeera and all of their supporters. But the reality is Guterres has taken the UN to an absolute new low. A new low in which he travels across the globe in a closed loop to suck up to genocide and say not a word about it, and ban the press that asks. I want to emphasize that. I know that on personal knowledge, having been physically ousted from the UN, my computer broken, and never allowed to return and ask these questions. But we're going to keep asking. A letter went from the law firm of Quinn Emanuel to Melissa Fleming. She's the head of accreditation, constantly propagandizing about the good works of her boss, Tony Guterres, and trying to root out misinformation. Hers is the misinformation. The UN is a place of censorship and corruption that can't handle this very freedom of the press that they preach. Anyway, we're going in. To be continued. Maximum Maxwell.